Let's empower divine beings. Today we're going to talk more on the subject of eating the deity. And in order to really understand how to eat the deity, and it's not a literal eating, I don't mean really eating, but how to consume the deity, how the deity has been consuming you, you first have to understand what a deity is. And a deity is a divine being or a divine celestial being, someone who has earned the status of God, if you will, someone who has earned the status of divinely powerful. And what I need everybody to understand is that we are all deities. Every last one of us is a deity. We are all divine. So when you choose to give your power over to another source, you are disrespecting your very own divinity, your very own deityhood. And I know it's a hard concept to grasp, especially for people who come from a religious background or things of that nature. But being a deity is all about knowing yourself, loving yourself, and creating what it is you desire, whether it be physically or cosmically or spiritually, whatever the case may be. But a deity is a creator. A deity is a god. And so when you sign the contract with another deity, you're giving over your deityhood to something that has no idea what you are. You're saying, I give you full control over my power. That's what you're saying to a deity when you sign the contract. And think about it this way. If we are all deities, that means your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, your aunts, uncles, grandma, grandpa, best friend, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever you call them, everybody is a deity. So what deity are you feeding? Which deity are you feeding? Who are you giving your power over to? Who did you deliver yourself to and say, I trust myself in your hands? You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry for the religious people who if this concept makes you uncomfortable. But when you really think about it, when you really, really sit down and you think about it, you were fine without the deity. And then when you sign the contract with the deity, because somebody told you that your life was spiraling out of control and you need this deity. Before you met the deity or signed the contract with the deity, your life was going A-okay. Everything was beautiful. You may have been met with trials, but you knew exactly how to get through them. But for some reason, now that you've signed this contract with this deity, you can't seem to get shit right in your life. And that is because when you do not feed the deity doesn't help you. And what kind of bullshit contract is that? In what world is that okay? In what world is that okay? If you are a parent and you have a child, and your child needs help, and you refuse to give your child help because your child didn't help you, is that right? Is that okay on any level? No, not at all. Not at any given time. It's not okay. And this is what the deities do to us. They catch attitudes, if you will, because we refuse to feed them, because they can't have access to this physical world. And they can't have access to who we are on a divine level. And so the deities get very angry. They get very mad and they stop helping you. They go against you. And the mission was to never help you in the first place. It was to help you just enough so you can continue to feed them. Now, let's go back to talking about human beings, if you will. A human. What deity are you feeding? What person do you look at and say, damn, you taking all my energy and not giving me anything back? That is a deity. So, for those that are confused on what deities are, look to your left, look to your right, see the people in your life, and, evaluate them. See what kind of things they do to you. See whether the love is returned or not. Because if it's not, you're dealing with a young deity. You're dealing with a dark deity. A deity who doesn't have your best interest at heart. And that alone is enough, or should be enough, for you to change your mind about who you're giving your power over to. If you are a deity, who do you really need? What deity do you really need if you are a deity? And you are divine. You are God. So what God are you talking to? What deity are you giving your power over to? It's time out for just blindly giving away our power to a deity because we have faith that this deity will help us. You know what I'm saying? Like, these deities are not interested in helping you, no matter how much they've helped you. The key interest is they need you to survive, not the other way around. They are not forever. They are a created reality that we create in our mind, and then we feed them. Now I'm talking about spiritual deities. And we feed them. We constantly feed them. And I'm not trying to offend anybody that's on any different type of spiritual system and you praying to a deity every day. I'm not trying to offend you, but I also don't care about it. Because if you are divine, then you don't need anybody but you. That means you have the tools to prosper. That means you have the tools to rise and ascend. If you're depending on a deity to help you out in this lifetime, when you exit this life, that deity gonna be waiting to finish consuming you. And since you can't die, that means you're gonna spend eternity in the belly of a deity. Just some things to think about. And I'll be coming at you with the next part pretty soon. And the next video, I'll be naming deities. And yes, I'm gonna go there. Because a lot of us are feeding deities and we don't even know we still feeding them. You got a contract with a deity right now and you think you're free. You know what I'm saying? You've been feeding a deity your whole life and you think you're just going to jump ship and stop feeding the deity. That's why your life is hell right after you awakened. But I'll get into that in my next video. Peace and power, divinity.